a welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. I hope you're having yourselves a wonderful morning this morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe. And I appreciate your patience here as we got set and ready to go inside these Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. They're open for sales and service Monday through Saturday. And of course, they're always open at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Check out what they have to offer you to lease, to buy. There's new and used vehicles at Great Lakes Honda City. I've been going there for over a decade to get my vehicles. They're who I trust, and I love my 2025 Honda CR-V. I appreciate them so much for the work that they have done. So the 2025 President's Award, want to let everybody know, Great Lakes Honda City, they are the award winner of the 2025 President's Award, and they have a bunch of opportunities going on for you right here at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. I'm on the website right now taking a look at it. The 2026 Honda Civic as well as the CR-V. They give you their inventory of what they have available to you right now. They have the CR-V Hybrid, the Ridgeline, the Odyssey, the HR-V. So make sure that you get to the website today and make sure you get to Great Lakes Honda City immediately after you check out what they have to offer so you don't miss out on anything you're looking for and get your next ride or your first ride at Great Lakes on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. We're up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. So however you're connected with the show, we thank you for tuning in with us wherever you are and however you're tuning in. I cannot thank you enough for being a part of the broadcast where sports truly meets that thing called life. So much love and much appreciation to all of the wonderful people out here that have supported us over the years, including you. We thank you so very much, and we hope that you are having a truly wonderful day. With that being said, if the day's been tough, if the day's been trying, we're going to make it better. If it's been great, we're going to keep it rocking and rolling here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So a lot of great stuff coming up inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. We're going to start things off as we always do on a Friday with the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. Then we will jump into Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by the wonderful team at Chick-fil-A Cicero. And then from there, we will go into our Top Dog of the Week announcement, proudly presented by K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare. And we'll round out today's show with an all-new guest to the broadcast and our third guest from Colgate University in 2 weeks, that being Treyvhon Saunders, the wide receiver who went to Syracuse Pro Day and had a phenomenal showing there, and he's getting ready for the 2026 NFL Draft. Wide receiver Treyvhon Saunders of Colgate, of the Raiders history, will tell his story here on Wake Up Call at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time to round out a week of awesome conversations with wonderful people. So I thank you all for being here with us. Appreciate you all so very much. And with that being said, let's go with the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It is what happy tastes like.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so. The annoying moment of the week for this week. One of the things has to be, it's this thing that happens when you're driving, and it's on my mind because it's annoying, and it happened to me yesterday. There's a couple annoying moments of the week when it comes to driving, but let me kind of break it down here. So the first one that I would have to say is something that, seems to happen a lot, which is that people drive into your lane. When you're going, and see, my thing is, like, when I'm going to pass you, I have to gauge you. I have to gauge where you are, right? Are you in your lane? Are you swerving back and forth? Are you riding on the line? Are you in two lanes? Because a lot of people like to, it feels like this, and maybe it's just me thinking, and maybe I'm gauging it closer than it actually is. Maybe it's on me for some of these, but when it looks like someone's shifting and it looks like they're on the line, and I'm looking at my car and I'm looking at their car and I'm like, I don't know if I can make it. Get on your side, okay? There's lanes, right? You're in the middle lane, the left lane, the right lane. Pick a lane, right? Pick a lane. Don't be in both. Because my thing is, if you're driving on the line, I don't know if you're going to lean into me, if we're going to hit each other. So when I was driving yesterday, I was thinking about that. I'm like, why is this person? So now I have to wait for this person to move over or to figure out what's going on in their life so they can get in the lane so I can get by them. Another annoying moment has to do with driving, and it had to do with yesterday. Why do people drive with their lights off in a storm? Not only drive with their light in the dark, in a storm. Why do people drive with their lights off? Why do you drive with your, I'm asking you, if it's you, why do you drive with your lights off? Okay? Yesterday, there was a lot of rain in central New York, here in Syracuse, right? There's a lot of rain. It rained for hours. It let up a little bit, and then it rained like a mother when I was driving home last night. So I'm on the highway yesterday, and I'm driving, and that's implied, but I don't know why I said that. But yeah, I was driving. Now I'm walking on the highway. But I was on the highway, and I'm driving, and this truck has an attachment on the back of it. The truck's got like an attached, bed, but it's not covered. And I don't know what was in it. I couldn't see it because it was raining. But the truck didn't have lights on that. If maybe the truck had lights, but the thing that they attached to it didn't have lights, because the car was not, it wasn't lit up. So I'm driving in the rain, and there was a lot of rain. And that a lot of rain, it was kind of making things look hazy, right? There wasn't fog, but it was unclear. So this car, or this truck, was really hard to see in the rain with no visible lights. And so not only does it get in front of me, and I have to kind of like peer and look, and I can see little parts of the truck to know that it's still there. In my head, I'm like, you got to give that guy space, because if he decides to slam on his brakes for any reason, you can barely see the truck. So if he slams on his brakes, you're probably going to hit this guy, right? So I'm watching, and I'm trying to like see, where is he at? What's going on? Paying attention to the truck. And then I hear, fa-dunk, dunk, 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 dunk. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Well, in the bed of his truck, whatever he had, I don't know if he had rocks, dirt, remnants of something. But because it was uncovered and it was angled down, whatever was in his thing seemingly was falling and hitting, going onto the road and then hitting my car. So this guy's driving. He doesn't have any visible lights. You can't really see him. I think it was like a gray truck in the gray day of the rain and everything going on with the sky being gray. You couldn't see the truck, and there's things falling off of it. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, are you thinking about anybody else? Did this come to mind to you? And why are you in the left lane? If you got stuff falling out of your truck and you got no lights on, why are you in the passing lane? So, it was a lot of things. There's a lot of things. But what it really comes down to is, are you thinking about other people? When you drive with your lights off, you're putting everybody at risk. Not just yourself, you're putting all of us at risk. Because I'm trying to pay attention where you are. Other people may be driving, looking at their phone, listening to music. Maybe they're mad about something. Maybe they're eating a sandwich. And so they don't even know you're in front of them because they didn't see you move. I saw you go over and disappear into the rain. And now I'm like trying to actively know where you are, because God forbid anything happens on the road and you stop. I can't really see you. And I know you're a truck that has something attached to it. So even if I see where the truck's at, there's a lot longer space behind you of what you're carrying that I have to prepare for. I can't just prepare for your truck. I have to prepare for what you're holding, or what you're carrying, what you're hauling, which is hitting my car for some reason because you didn't cover it. So That's an annoying moment of the week, and I think you can understand why. So, I mean, my other annoying moment of the week would have to just be how people in power treat, how do I word this? How people who have the opportunity to, some people get put in positions where they feel like they can give you a negative attitude and treat you poorly because what are you going to do about it? And I don't know if those people got bullied growing up. I don't know if those people just got like they're attracted to having some power. I don't know what it is, but you got to watch how you treat people because that'll follow you. I'm a firm believer that how you treat people is how you will be treated. And people go, nah, Dan, people get away with murder all the time. You know, nobody gets in trouble. And I would say false. My mom said to me one time, I was working at a radio station and I was working with this guy that was, well, not even working with him. We were just there. And the dude was just, I don't know what he was, but he did not like that I was there. He never approved of me being there and barely talked to me. Allegedly, you know, I don't want to speak on that, but he wasn't a nice guy. And I look back on those moments and I say to myself, like, sometimes you work in places where people are disrespectful and they're controlling and they work against you and they don't even have to know you. But the best thing I can say is my mom told me, she goes, what goes around comes around, Daniel. She said, mark my words, a year from now, they won't be there. And it was 8 months later and they were gone. And she's like, I told you. And I was like, Ma, how did you know that? Like that person had been there for years and years and years and years. And she's like, I just had a feeling they aren't going to be there. I don't wish bad on people. If I say to you, I hope you get treated the way you treat people, and you take offense to that, that's an admission of guilt. Because why would a good person take offense to someone saying, I hope you get treated the way you treat people? Because to a good person, you're saying, I hope you get treated well because you treat people well. See, the statement of, I hope you get treated the way you treat, that's a statement that can go either way. It's based on you. It's not based on the person that's saying it to you. It's based on you. If a person is terrorizing people and I say, I hope you get treated the way you treat people. Oh, so you wish evil upon me? That's you admitting that you're committing evil. I'm saying, I hope you get what you give. So if you are afraid to get what you give, then maybe that should make you think about what you're giving. Because to a person that is helping others, if I say, I hope you get what you give, oh, Dan, thank you. But if you're being nasty, I hope you get what you give. Oh, you wish bad on me? I don't wish bad on anybody. I don't wish anything bad on anybody. I said, I hope you get treated the way you treat. If that's your wake-up call, pun intended, then okay. But hoping and wishing that somebody gets what they give, that's not wishing bad. That's wishing that they get what they give. Whether it's good or bad, that they get treated the way that they're treating. You know? My brother Isaac, I hope he gets what he gives. That's a positive thing. He's a great person. So when I say I hope he gets what he gives, I'm praying that he has all the blessings in the world because he's an amazing human being. But some other people, if I said that, they'd be like, oh, you want somebody to control me? You want somebody to be rude to me, disrespect me, treat me like opposite day, put me down, treat me like I'm worthless? Well, I guess you're doing all those things then. Because why would you think that stuff when I say I hope you get what you give? And I deal with that with people in this world. I think we all do at a certain point. You know, we deal with things that are frustrating at work, frustrating maybe in our neighborhood, frustrating in school. There's frustrating in family. Sometimes we deal with things that we don't understand. We don't understand, why would that person say that? Why would they do that? And the thing is worrying has never solved a problem. It hasn't. I mean, I could tell you that. I've worried a lot of times in my life, a lot, and it doesn't solve anything. It solves nothing. It just makes more problems. It compounds. There's a problem, you worry about it, and now all these other things are happening because now there's the problem. Now you got an upset stomach. Now you got a headache. Now you want to go to bed. Now you're depressed. Now you don't know what to do. Now you're not enjoying the moment because you're worried. Worried doesn't solve anything. And listen, we can't solve the world's problems. We can try to help the world. We can try to help our family. We can try to help the place that we work, right? Our neighborhood, our school. But you can't make something happen. You can just try, right? You can try to make a difference. The people that disrespect me, I try to be nice to them. Some of them have gotten nicer. Some of them continue to disrespect me. So I have a choice. I try to be nice to someone who's not nice. Am I going to be rude now? Am I going to be crass now? Am I going to be mean now? I'm going to say nothing. See, I lived most of my life worried about what somebody's going to do to me or say to me. Now, I don't care. Now, I've realized I don't have to stick around you. I don't have to talk to you. And I don't think it makes me ungodly to just keep my mouth closed. Not because I'm afraid of you, but because I don't respect you and I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to. Because I don't like the person that you've chosen. I don't like what you do. And that's okay. You know what I mean? I mean, kill them with kindness. I believe in that. And there's times, and I go back and forth with this, but there's times where I'm like, I just don't want to talk to you. I mean, I found something at Syracuse football practice this past week. And I found it, and I put it out in public, and it went viral. And now I'm seeing a bunch of media outlets jump on it and piggyback off of it and try and get something out of the thing that I feel like I started. Am I surprised? No. Have I gotten credit from any of them that I know? No. Am I going to? No. But I'm happy that I helped you eat this week. Right? Now, if I see that person, do I respect them? No. Do I trust them? Hell no. Will I say hello? Sometimes. And I feel like I should. I feel like even when you are just a dirty, grimy human, that I should be like, hey, how are you? You know what I mean? To not continue like the adversarial. But the thing is I never meant to be anybody's adversary. Right? I've said this before. When somebody wants to play tug of war and they throw a rope at you and they start pulling their rope, if you don't pull it, how is it that you're in a fight with them or you're their adversary? There's a lot of people that may think I'm their adversary when I never picked the rope up, right? Well, he's in the media, I'm in the media. He's my adversary. Oh, he got to this story first, now I got to beat him to the next one. He's my adversary. I'm not thinking about you. I don't care about that. I can't care about that. See, I don't want to live a life when I'm worried about people that don't care about me. Like, I will pray for you always. I pray for the people that have treated me the dirtiest to the people that have been the kindest to me. I pray for every single person because the God I believe in, he knows I'm a sinner. So how can I be like, I'm not going to pray for these people because they sin too? That's not right. What does the Our Father say? Forgive me as I forgive them. We literally say to God in the Our Father prayer, forgive others the exact way that forgive me the exact way I forgive others. So if I don't forgive them, don't forgive me. If I kind of forgive them, kind of forgive me. If I have stipulations, then give me stipulations. If I have double standards, then give me double standards. We literally say to God, treat us the way we treat the people that wrong us. And that might sound crazy to people. Like, why would you want God? I mean, like, how's that fair? Somebody treats you bad, that's not your fault. It's like, yeah, but God taught us to forgive. You have to forgive. So maybe I should walk in a room and say hi to all the people that wouldn't say hi to me, that don't give a about me. Maybe I should say hi. Sometimes I don't want, it's like, I'm at a point right now where I'm like, I just see past you. I see through you. And I don't know if that's the godly thing. And sometimes it feels like it's not. But I'm sick and tired of pretending that I don't see the stuff that's out there. I don't applaud it. Do you want me to shake hands with someone that came in my house and stole something from me? And God says, forgive them. And I say, okay. Well, when does God say, let them back in the house? When does God say, be their friend? Hang out with them. He said, forgive them. But when did God say, keep the nasty, keep the drama around you? I don't want it. So I navigate that every day as a child of God. How can I show them God when they show me the devil? Right? How can I do that? I don't pick enemies. If they pick me, okay, I guess it's going to be a boring fight because I'm not going to fight with you. But I just found in this world, man, like, just because people want to control you doesn't mean that you let them. Just because somebody wants to make you uncomfortable doesn't mean you get uncomfortable. Just because somebody doesn't like you, what does that matter in the grand scheme of things? If you're the odd man out, if you're the odd woman out, what is that different? If you're so good at your job that you keep winning awards and it makes everybody uncomfortable, why the hell is that your problem? You're supposed to not be good? You're supposed to not fight for what you want? You're supposed to dim your light so that others can feel brighter? That's stupid. God gave you talent. God gave you a gift. What you do with that is how you give a gift back to him. So when you're really good at something, go be good at it. If you're a really good basketball player and you can make 20 shots in a row, don't miss the 19th and 20th shot just so everybody else on the court can feel better. Knock them shots down. It's not your fault that they can't make shots. That's not your fault. Why you got to feel bad? If you're a good singer and your sister's not, why you got to not sing in the house? Because it makes her uncomfortable? Why does it make her uncomfortable? Because she can't do it? But she could do something else. God gave her some talent. Why you got to dim your light? You know, I mean, we live in this society where people are trying to get other people to like not, don't say it, don't do, so don't say it. Why? I'm supposed to be quiet about the fact that my work gets stolen almost every dang day? My work got stolen this week. I'm supposed to stay quiet about that because I'm going to be in the room with that person 2 hours from now? They're the one that's uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable in that room. If I call you out for stealing my work, how am I uncomfortable? You're the one that, if you have a conscience still somewhere buried beneath all the nasty of you, if it's in there and it kind of makes your stomach rumble and tumble, that's not my problem. That's your problem. Stop stealing work. Some people, the majority of the body of their work is just stolen. And that's what you want to be in life. You want to be a person who made money and had success off of doing almost nothing. So what are you giving to the community? What are you giving to the planet? What are you giving to God? What are you giving to your, like, what are you giving in your life? If all you do is turn on a camera and hit record. Anybody can do that. A friggin' monkey can do that. So where's your talent? Where's your skill? Where's your ability? All you are is a soulless camera. That's who you want to be? And then I'm supposed to come up to you and I'm supposed to act like I don't see that you do this stuff? I don't see that you don't care? We're supposed to just pretend? I don't live in that world. Now, God taught me that I don't do you dirty because you did me dirty. Okay, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I do believe that. God told me to be nice. And sometimes my nice is my silence. Because if I open my mouth, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to go, why do you steal? Why do you lie? What makes you think that nobody can see the fact that you don't even work? You just take. How do you think that that's not known? I'm not your ghostwriter. I don't work for you. But if you're going to keep doing this, you might as well send me a paycheck. I live in that world. Okay? I live in that world. I didn't choose to live in that world in the sense of wanting to be a part of that, but I chose to be a broadcaster. I chose to be a journalist. I chose to have integrity. I chose to have honesty. I chose to put my faith forward and not hide it. I chose to make people laugh. I chose to do the things the way I want to do the things. But what's annoying is in my line of work, my stuff gets stolen all the time, which people tell me that should flatter you. That should let you know you're doing a good job. I was like, well, yeah, it also lets me know that these people are really not talented at all. Or if they are talented, they're not showing anybody. And to me, yeah, stealing my work is a compliment to my work, but it's still stealing my work. I don't respect it. I'm never going to respect it. And I've been less and less quiet about it because I think it's gross. I think you should be ashamed of yourself if you do that. I think if I had a child that was doing that to another person's child, I'd want to smack my kid. I'd want to be like, what are you doing? Like, you think you can get, you think you can get away with this? I raised you to be your own person, and all you are is just a bad version of somebody else. You're just like a friggin' bridge of stealing stuff. Like, I didn't teach you to do that. So it makes me question who raised these people. And then if those people raised them right, then who else got to them? What did they learn in school? Or is this just them? Is this just them? See, if you plagiarize in college, you get expelled. If you plagiarize in high school, you might get a 0 on a test. But if you plagiarize in the media, we all have to shut up about it and act like we don't see it. We got to respect each other. There ain't no respect. Respect is earned. It don't just come to you. Respect is earned. If you're in my circle, you earned my respect. And I earned yours. I come from an Italian family, okay, where I was raised about the family. Hispanic blood too. Family. Like, you respect. And if there's a problem, you talk about it. You talk about it head on. Right? And you work through things. And if somebody can't be respectful and somebody can't stop themselves from doing nasty stuff, then you have every right to look at them and go, hey, we might know each other, we might be in the same circles, but I'm not going to choose to be around you. Right? It's hard. It's hard, but because I never want to be mean. I never want to be mean to anybody. I never want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Even when somebody does me dirty, I don't want to like make them cry or hurt their feelings. I just don't, because it doesn't make me feel better. Like, we're all human and we have our moments where we're like, oh, somebody did this, I'm going to get them. But for me, I'm all talk when it comes to I'm going to go get them. I'm like, I'm not going to get them. Like, because it's going to make me feel bad, right? So I go to you and I look you in the eye and I go, I know you're stealing from me, and I know you're grimy, and I know you're dirty, and I know you're a scumbag. Like, what? I mean, calling them a name, what's that going to do? It's going to make me look like a jerk. Now, could I someday say, hey, not nothing, but I know you steal from me? And I could say it very calm, very peaceful, no name calling? Yeah, there's a day where I could say that. But if somebody's willing to steal from you, you really think they're going to apologize? And that was a conversation that I had yesterday, was, why do we expect apologies from people that do things that are so hurtful? Like, if they could bring themselves to do that bad thing, why would they apologize? You know, we want apologies from people when they've already shown us they don't have integrity or honesty or morality or value. They don't care about our feelings, you know. If somebody's willing to do something to you, why would you think they would apologize for it? Because if they did it, they somehow righted that in their brain. See, I can't. If you're mean to me, I might want to give it right back. That's the human, not the spirit. The human in me is like, I'm going to go right up to your face and tell you exactly who I think you are. And then the spirit in me is like, but what's that going to do? What's that going to do? So you tell somebody how you feel about them, and now you hurt their feelings because they hurt your feelings. And how do you feel? Because we think we're going to feel better when we tell somebody off. But then you get in the car, and then you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I'm not. If you're a good person, you're not going to be happy for hurting anybody. Even if that person's really, really bad to you, you're not going to be happy. Now, sticking up for yourself is a lot different than me saying get an eye for an eye. Like, you do have to stick up for yourself, and you have to find your way to do that. You have to find, like, what works for you, right? Because you don't need to have pain in your heart all the time, and you don't need to walk into a room where you feel uncomfortable. But I don't care about what other people think of me. I do care about how you treat my work. And maybe someday I won't. Maybe someday I won't care that people steal. Right? I don't think I'll ever not care about it, because when they steal from other people, it feels the same for me. It's like, whether it's mine or somebody else's, it's still wrong. But maybe it won't be on my mind anymore. Maybe I'll get so used to it that I don't even think about it. But you have to find peace in knowing that whatever you say or do, it's not going to change what somebody else is going to say or do. You could beg people to not steal. You could beg people to not hurt. You could beg people to not lie. It doesn't mean they're going to stop. I mean, think about a friend that you have, or a family member that you had that was in a really bad relationship, and they called you and they told you about it all the time. And no matter how much they begged, borrowed, pleaded, coerced, manipulated, that person wouldn't change. No matter what they tried, that person wouldn't change. And you're sitting on the other end of the phone going, why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? Why do you stay here? Why are you trying when it's like they don't care? And I think we all have to understand that just because you want somebody to stop doing something or saying something, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. As a kid, you're like, how do you make the bully go away? And the reality is you have to learn to live in the world with the bully and not care. Because the bully's not going to go away if the bully doesn't want to go away. But you have to decide how you're going to react to the bully. I think we spend most of our lives trying to take all the hate and turn it into love, right? Touch everybody with like a wand and make them all nice. And, everyone that's angry and mean, to touch them with the wand and now they're smiling. But, you can't. I mean, you can try. And I'm not saying don't try to make the world a better place. I want everybody to try to make the world a better place. But people are going to do what they want to do. And just because you stand up for yourself doesn't mean they're going to change. You know, you have to do the things that are good for you, the things you can sleep with, right? I can't sleep with going up and cussing somebody out and calling them names. I can't sleep with that. Even if I have somebody that loves me dearly and tells me that person deserves it, I still can't stomach it because it's not going to make me feel good because I'm not that type of person. But there's another way that I can show it, right? There's another way that I can be. And you have to learn what those ways are. So, you know, we have to learn that. We have to learn what works for us. And I know it's long-winded this morning, but sometimes it's hard to work through. Sometimes it's hard to figure out how we can do it. And I would say the things that guide me are when I say something or do something, or I don't say something and I don't do something, I think I ask God. And he's really good about getting in my chest and going, yeah, that's okay. Or him going, you could have done better, my son. And I say, okay. And I think, you know, I don't think God is ever like lay down and take it. You know, I think God is like get to a point where it doesn't even matter. Right? It doesn't even matter. Because people that steal are going to steal, whether you say something or you don't say something. Whether you care or you don't. Thieves are going to have thievery moments. It's who they are. And God will take care of that. He will. Again, that's not me wishing bad. When I say I want you to be treated the way you treat people, if you're a thief and you're offended by me saying that, well, maybe stop stealing stuff. But I'm a firm believer that if you steal, you will get stolen from. If you lie, you will be lied to. If you cheat, you will be cheated. Not because God is evil or because I wished bad on you, but because God is a humbling God. And he will show you the error of your ways. And if you continue to not pay attention to that, he will give you what you give. And you'll hate it. And you'll ask him why. Until you eventually get, oh, I didn't care that I did it, but when it was done to me, I didn't like it. Nobody likes when bad things happen to them. But some people are completely fine doing bad things to others. And sometimes people can't get it through their head until it happens to them. And it's not a wish of evil. Because here's the thing. If you wake up today and you decide to stop stealing, stop lying, stop cheating, stop being a bad person, and I say, I hope you get what you give, well, now I'm praying that you get all good. My hope and my prayer is that people learn their lessons without something having to happen to you that slaps you in the face. But if you don't know that what you're doing is wrong, I don't know who raised you or what you learned in life or what you didn't learn in life. But it should make you feel bad when you do bad things, and it should make you feel good when you do good things. But the moral of the story is, no matter what happens in our lives, all we can control is what we do and what we say. And the longer that we let other people control us, knowing we cannot control them, the longer we stay upset about things that we have no power over. So keep shining, keep being a light, keep being a good person, no matter what. Because you may never get the credit, you may never get the love, you may never get the respect. But you shouldn't be being a good person for any of those things. You should be being a good person because it matters to you to treat people well. And I say God bless to the people that treat people good, and God bless to the people that have been treated really bad that treat people good. Those are our biggest heroes. So, do things frustrate me? 100%. Will they frustrate me forever? No. And do I wish bad on those people? Absolutely not. I just pray that people learn. Because nobody wants to be treated bad. But we have a choice of how long it affects us. And somebody awesome taught me that. Great Lakes Honda City Studios will take a step aside. We'll be back with Lead right after this.
Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McNerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, which is definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where he just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Bryan and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled. So to Bryan and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Bryan's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Life gets busy, and sometimes that means us running around. So K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare offers you an opportunity to give your dog a place to stay while you take care of what you need to throughout the day. K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare is located on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, New York. You can see it from the highway, and it's just off of Erie Boulevard across from BJ's Wholesale Club. Call 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110 to schedule an appointment to bring your dog in and tour the facility. Appointments are Monday through Thursday after 6:30, where you and your dog can see everything that K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare has to offer, including a self-serve dog wash and a retail store filled with all of your dog's wants and needs, including food, treats, harnesses, leashes, and more, making K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare your one-stop shop for your furry-loving friend. Right, Lily? In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
And a welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. It is time for Lead. Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver is what the acronym stands for. Proudly presented by Chick-fil-A in Cicero. And our topic for today, you are worth it. You are. Let's spin that negative into a positive, that annoying moment of the week, right? Into something positive. You're worth it. Sometimes people need to tell people that, right? You matter. You have value. You're worth it. But you need to know that. Because there's not always going to be somebody there to tell you. There's not always going to be somebody there to give you your value. My prayer, my hope, my desire is that you find it in yourself. You know it. That's my prayer and my hope, is that you figure it out for you. Because, yeah, it's nice when somebody comes up to us and says, hey, you matter. You're worth it. And when God sends those little reminders, right, from a stranger, from a friend, from a family member, a coworker, a colleague, a significant other. But my hope for you is that you know that within. My hope for you is that this comes to you without needing to be provoked by anything. That you wake up in the morning and you know you're worth it. Not an ego, not a yeah, you know, but something of you're worth it. That you truly, in the fiber of your being, know that you should have great in your life. You should have love. You should have joy. You should have all those things. See, because when I went to commercial break and I was talking about the annoying moment of the week, and I was talking about real things in my life and giving examples in my life, you know what I thought to myself? That stuff is negative. How am I going to spin it to a positive? Oh, I already know that I don't like this stuff. But how am I going to spin it to a positive? Well, by knowing I'm worth it. By knowing that I'm worth good things. By knowing that God always comes through. The things that have frustrated me in my life have never taken me over. God has never allowed them to beat me. Nothing has ever defeated me. The things I thought were too big to overcome, he was like, yeah, no, it ain't gonna happen. And every time I moan and complain, he sends me a blessing and goes, I'm sorry, you have a great life. What are you focusing on, my kid? What are you doing? And I thank God because he treats me far better than I deserve. I will tell you that. That the majority of the time I could be so much better, but he is always great. So where do I know I'm worth it from? I know it from God. He called us by name, and we are his. He knows the names of every star in the sky. If he knows all of them, how could he not know you? He knows all his kids. The stars, those are his kids. We're his kids. The animals, his kids. The trees, his kids. Life comes from him. It flows from him. So how do you know that you're worth it? How do you know you matter? See, and I ask you this question because somebody someday is going to treat you like you don't. And are you going to go with that? Well, I don't matter to them, so I guess I don't matter. Are you going to go with that? Or are you going to know that you matter no matter how anybody treats you? Because, see, some of us wait. Well, if somebody loves us, then that means we deserve to be loved. Well, if somebody treats us like we matter, well, then we matter. But you matter right now. You matter right now because we are all going to have moments where we're going to be by ourselves in the rain trying to figure it out. We're all going to have those moments, whether you admit it or not, and whether you'll ever talk about it. The billionaires, the millionaires, the trillionaires, they all had moments of strife. Your mom might be your friggin' superhero, but she had moments where she cried in the bedroom before you woke up because something was bothering her that day that you don't even know about. My dad had a conversation with me when I was a little baby. Came and sat by my crib and talked to me about life. I never knew the conversation. I was too little. But he told me the conversation he had. Right? Things are happening all the time. We're going to go through stuff all the time. And maybe people know and maybe people don't. But you have to know you're worth it. You have to know that. We live in a society where people give up. You can't. Easier said than done, Dan. I get it. But you can't. You cannot. I've had 2 friends leave this world because they didn't want to be here anymore. And something inside of me's got to believe that they thought they weren't worth something. So when I wake up in the morning, I want to treat you like you're worth it. To go back to my annoying moment of the week, that's why I can't be a jerk back to a jerk and feel good about it. Because just because you did something that I don't like doesn't mean I want to give something to you that you don't like. Because what if that thing I do back to you makes you feel like you're not worth it? I never want somebody to feel that way. You may not treat me well, but that doesn't give me a right to treat you poorly too. Because then when I say, I hope you get what you give, now that goes for the both of us as negative, right? Because I gave bad, you gave bad, so now we're both going to get bad. I can't control what you give, but I can control what I give. And I hope we both give good. But if nobody's told you in a while, or no one's told you ever, or nobody told you this morning, you are worth it. You're worth it. You are. You have something unique. It's you. It's your fingerprint. I've said this on the show for years upon years upon years. Even identical twins are different. So how can you believe that you don't have your own intrinsic value that is just yours when even identical twins have their own value and they're different? They might look the same, but they're different. Different laugh, different personality, different things they like, different job they chose. Every one of us is worth it. And don't you dare let somebody tell you that you're not. If they don't see, this is the thing to learn in life, and this was a hard one for me. If somebody doesn't value you, it doesn't diminish your value. It means they specifically don't value you. Dan, I applied for 90 jobs and I got none of them. That must mean I suck at what I do. No, it means those 90 people, if they even bother to look at your resume, 45 of them might have never even looked at your resume. They might have had 50 resumes on the desk. You were resume 49. They looked at the first 3. They got bored. They got frustrated. They didn't want to go through the rest of the 47. So they just picked from the first 3 because they don't have time. So it's got nothing to do with you. They don't even know you. They didn't even look. Just because someone doesn't value you doesn't mean you don't have value. One of the hardest lessons to learn. I want to date that girl. I want to marry that guy. I want to have that job. That house needs to be mine. If I don't get this, then I'm not worth it. I'm not worthy. That's not true. Okay? Just because somebody doesn't value you doesn't mean you don't have value. And I need you to know that because that was a hard lesson for me to learn. So I need you to learn that lesson before I did. You are special. There's something about God created you for a reason. He don't make mistakes. And whether you believe in him or not, he believes in you. And God made you, and he put you in this world. And he woke you up today. You have value. Dan, all I am is a trash man. Yeah, you have value. If you didn't pick up my trash, my entire street would stink. Where would I bring my stuff? It would be awful. It'd be crappy. You probably don't get thanked enough, but you should get thanked every single time you're out there because you do a job that we all need. All I am is a trash man. Well, everybody needs a trash man. They may not need me. They may not need to listen to my show and hear what I have to say about this topic, but they need you. They need you. The people that salt our roads when it's snowing outside, we need you. When you don't show up, we complain because the roads aren't safe. When you do show up, we need to say thank you as much as we complain when you don't. Even more, we should say thank you. Everybody has value. You are made in the image and likeness of God. You have a purpose. You are made by a perfect being, the perfect being. You have value. You matter. And you might go years upon years not receiving the treatment that you should have been receiving from the beginning, but that doesn't diminish you. It just takes the right person to love you, the right person to hire you. Somebody's going to see it. Somebody's going to know it. You just got to keep going. Houston lost last night. Does that mean Kelvin Sampson has no value as a coach? Does that mean his players have no value? Does that mean they suck at life and they should all just quit coaching, quit playing basketball because they lost last night? No. There's 360 plus Division I men's basketball institutions. Only one of them can win a championship. If the one at the top of the mountain is the only one with value, then should the other 360 plus schools cancel their basketball program for next year? No, that's psychotic. Exactly. One person's going to get the job. If you're the person that doesn't get the job of the 500 people that applied, that doesn't mean 499 people have no value. It means God's saying, you got to go somewhere else. Try somewhere else. I'm sending you somewhere else. I have had moments where I was like, I did everything in my power. I have value. I'm worth it here. I've earned the right to be in the room. And the person said, I said, what you mean, I've more than proven myself. And I fought it, and I fought it, and I fought it. And then my mom said something to me that I will never forget. She said, Daniel, when you do everything that you possibly can, you do it right, you answer the questions, you give the information, you back yourself up, you do everything they've asked you to do, and then some, and they still don't want you. That is God telling you that as much as you want to go in this direction, he needs you to go somewhere else. He is redirecting you, and you have to let him because he needs you to be somewhere else, and you can't be there if he lets you be here. My mom said that to me, and within a few months, I got one of the greatest opportunities in my business that I've ever had in my entire life that was far greater than the thing that I was going after. I don't even want to say far greater. It was just on such a larger scale. It was like God going, I know you're doing this because you love doing this, but I want the world to see your work. And this is, you're doing one. I'm going to give you something that gives you all. And I fought it and I fought it and I fought it until I took a step back and said, wow, my mom was right. My mom's been right about a lot of things. So the best advice that I can give you is to know that your value does not lie in anybody else or anything else. Your value lies in the fact that you even exist, you have value. You matter. You're not just a seat. See, some people think, those of us that are entertainers, those that can sing, those that can dance, those that can broadcast, those that can shoot, those that can dribble, those that can throw a pass, like all of those people matter in this tiny little sector. And then there's all the fans in the stands. So we matter less as the fans than the people that are playing the game. And that's not true. Because there's something that person can do on the basketball court that you can't, but there's something that you do in their life that they struggle, or that you do in your life that they struggle with. So I'm here to tell you this morning, none of us are God. None of us are perfect. But we all come from the same God that gave us value just by creating us. Your soul is your value. So the next time that somebody doesn't value you, take a deep breath. It may stink for the moment. right? And move forward. Because your value doesn't lie in who does or doesn't value you. Your value lies in how you feel about yourself. And sometimes it takes somebody showing you that you have it. Sometimes it does take somebody coming along and saying, hey, you are amazing. But I want you to know that inside of you. Because no matter how, God could send 1,000,000 angels to tell you that you're worth it. But if you don't believe it, it's all falling on deaf ears. At some point in your life, with all the blessings you have, you still have to believe. You have to believe that you have value. And you do. Okay? You do. Because your story is your story. Your life is your life. Your heart is your heart. Your mind is your mind. And if you let yourself be yourself, you will leave an imprint that only you can. Because everybody's mark on this world is different. And together, it can make a really great picture. Let's take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, we will be here with Treyvhon Saunders, and he's about to get a special surprise that he doesn't even know about. That's right after this in the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. You've been watching and listening to Wake Up Call and our segment Lead from Chick-fil-A Cicero. You are worth it is today's topic. Don't you ever forget it. We'll be back right after this.
Hey everybody, this is Rockney Roberts from Willow Rock Brewing Company. We are here in Cicero at the Willow Rock Pizza Pub.
And I'm Kevin Williams, also from Willow Rock Brewing Company. Happy to be here and happy to be partnering with CNS and Dan Tortora.
You want some place where you can feel comfortable and hopefully ingratiate yourself with the community. And Kevin, he grew up right down the road from here. I grew up in Brewerton, so not too far away. We know the area, we know the people, they're great, and we were just really excited to be able to come to the area.
Yeah, and having the opportunity to meet some of these coaches, some of the people in general already, and seeing the CNS colors kind of around, and already partnering on a smaller level with individual teams really made this make sense to us to really formalize kind of a partnership with the school and get this rolling.
You know, Willow Rock to me has always been about high quality beverages, high quality experiences, and now high quality food in our pizza pub. You know, that was something new for us when we came to Cicero. Right from the drop, we knew we were going to have a focus on the highest quality food to go with our high quality beer. At the Willow Rock Pizza Pub, you're getting high quality, hand cut, top notch ingredients. We're open for lunch. That's a really important thing for us, is to be able to get that person in here like, hey, you only got 30 minutes for lunch, but we're gonna have something for you that you can get quickly and available to everybody.
Yeah, we wanted something that was just a little bit outside the box, a little bit outside of comfort zone, but still something that you could rely on to be consistent and easy to look at and easy to be like, oh, I can see myself eating this. I can see myself wanting to have that more than once. Eating a whole pizza like our beef on whack pizza, I've never seen one anywhere. It's just a great ideas, great inspiration across the board. We're their spot to stop. We're their friendly neighborhood watering hole, as well as pizza place and place to stop for a restaurant. Not just beer drinkers here. We've got wines, we got cocktails, we got non-alcoholic stuff for the kids.
The location is more important today than it ever has been before, and we're lucky enough to be here in Cicero. The Willow Rock Pizza Pub is a place where you can bring your family. You can come in, you can grab a soda, you can relax. You can come after a game, before a game, your parents, your grandparents. Our goal is to make sure that everyone's comfortable here. We want students, we want athletes, we want your coaches. It's going to be a good time. So come here, enjoy the high quality food, high quality beverage that we're going to offer to everybody. And hey, go North Stars.
We're so happy to have the North Stars. We are very much a kid-friendly establishment. We have tons of space outside for everybody to be playing outside, as well as listening to live music, enjoying some pizza.
The Willow Rock Pizza Pub is open 6 days a week here in Cicero. That is Tuesday through Sunday. And our website is willowrockbrew.com, and our socials are at Willow Rock Brew. So find us on the net, find us in person. We'll see you soon.
And a welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. They're open for sales and service Monday through Saturday and all the time online at greatlakeshondacity.com. KnifePrice.com. Proud to have them as our exclusive studio partner. Treyvhon Saunders is in the queue right now. What he doesn't know is that he's being honored this morning. So I hope he can enjoy this, because I can see him off camera. You cannot. He is our top dog of the week, proudly presented by K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, the place to bring your dog for daily care. You can call them at 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110, and get more information for their location on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse by going to K-9Kamp.com. He's my top dog of the week. Why? Well, I went to Syracuse Pro Day, didn't know he was going to be there, and I'm filming, I'm just looking, watching 40s and different things, and I see this guy fly by on my video screen, and I was like, who's this Roadrunner that came in here? Treyvhon Saunders, a guy who has come out, banked on himself, went to Colgate, and has been a wide receiver for those Colgate Raiders. 11 catches, 105 yards this past season in the Dome against Syracuse. And then he comes back to Syracuse's campus, goes to Pro Day, caught my eye, definitely made me turn my head. And he's my top dog of the week because, in my opinion, in the world I live in, when you bet on yourself, you bank on yourself, you believe in yourself, you have faith in yourself, you can achieve anything. I'm not having him on the show today because I think. I'm having him on the show today because I believe we will see this man in the NFL. We will see him do great things because his belief in himself, his trust in himself, and his work ethic to be where he is today, he showed at Syracuse Pro Day. It doesn't matter the logo you wear. It matters the person you choose to be. And I have a ton of respect for somebody that will go out, work their tail off, and do everything in their power to take control of their own life. Because the only thing we can control is ourselves. So he's my top dog of the week, and I'll bring him back on when he makes it in the NFL so we can talk about that after we talked about this today. So with that being said, without further ado, like I said, he didn't know it was coming. So Treyvhon Saunders here with us. Mr. Saunders, congratulations on being our top dog of the week this week. And God bless to you and your family. How are you?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, man. And listen, I don't take that top dog of the week lightly. I only do it once a week, but you should have it because, like I said, going back and watching, and I can blink and go right back to the Ensley Center for Syracuse Pro Day. I was standing next to my buddy, and when I saw you run by, I looked at him and I go, who the hell is that? It's like, just caught me because you're all wearing, some of you were wearing like jersey numbers and this and that. You just had the Colgate on your shorts. So we couldn't see that when you were running like lightning by us. And so I just remember looking at it because there was an order and then it was like out of order that people were going. And I remember I'm like, who's that man right there? And then, to know that it's you and to know, you were there. Damon Barnes was there from Cornell as well, who's been on the show. It just stuck out to me that you give credit where credit is due. And I told myself that day, you're coming on the show. Damon's coming on the show if you guys wanted to, because I wanted to showcase who you are and I wanted to showcase well beyond Pro Day. But I'm really happy that we got to cross paths. And I just want to let you know that the work you did there didn't just catch NFL scouts. It caught me and it caught other people as well.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So bring me into it, man. I guess we'll start with the work ethic. Just everything that you've kind of commanded of yourself, right? Because some people in today's America sit on couches and they go, why am I not rich yet? Why hasn't anybody knocked on my door and given me what I wanted? The go and get it, the hay is never in the barn mentality. Those are the only people I like being around. So bring me into your work ethic and where it comes from and how you've embraced being consistent in that work ethic.
Absolutely. I definitely get it from my dad. He's somebody who puts in a ton of work, and he was in a blue collar construction site and just going out there and waking up at 3 a.m. every day, and then also doing overtime on weekends and just seeing him work his absolute tail off. Definitely put a light into my fire. I would also say my freshman year of high school, my mother passed away. And my promise to her, actually, a day before she passed, was to go to the NFL. And just to live that up and live that truth, I think that's definitely what started it all. Just not even the motivation, but honestly the discipline to make that come true. And since then, I've been working my tail off and just getting after it. And then honestly, after my ankle surgery, and there was like 2 months where I couldn't even be on my feet, and then I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to do certain things again, and just doing rehab and getting back to the way that I was. And honestly, it was only 2 months where I was really on my feet and running, training for the pro day. So that just shows you how much work and effort that I put into that 2 months to come back and do the times and the metrics that I did at the pro day.
What's your mom's first name?
Danielle.
So Danielle, and I'm sad for that passing. I know she always lives on with you, but I'm sad that she's not here right now physically to be sitting there next to you. But I know that she's watching you for sure. You made that promise. You said it the day before she passed away. You told her, "I'm going to the NFL." Why did that come out of your mouth at that time? I mean, you don't know exactly the moment, right, that someone's going to pass away, but something inside of you said, "I need to say this." When you reflect on that moment, hindsight 2020, why did you tell her that?
Yeah, man, I think it was just seeing her decline so fast because she died of ALS, and typically you got like 3 to 4 years to live. But she passed in 1 year. So seeing her going from taking me to my dentist appointments and having hibachi nights and having game nights and going bowling, just to see her decline so fast to walking with a cane to in a wheelchair to having to have the hospital bed inside our house. Um, and I could tell that she was in so much pain and agony every single day towards the end. And we kind of knew it was coming to that time. And honestly, I just went in there because I heard her crying so much and was just in so much pain. And I went in there and I just hugged her and I told her I loved her. And then we were just talking a little bit. And then I was just telling her about me and everything that I got going on, but also just confiding with her and her pain and everything. And then we just started having a conversation, and somehow I got to the NFL, and I made that promise to her. And just seeing the next day she passed, I just wanted to uphold that and just make her proud, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sad to hear that too. I have a friend. We just talked about Chick-fil-A Cicero, Jimmer Sikowski. One of my closest friends. He's a brother to me, and he also has ALS, and it's something that it's tough. And like you said, I mean, but you went back to, you said hibachi nights, right? Going to the dentist appointments, the things that you remember about your mom. Bring me into hibachi night. Was that like a weekly thing? Was it a monthly thing? Where did you go? Because you bringing that up, I just got a feeling that was probably one of your favorite memories.
Yeah, I mean, so whenever she took me to my dentist appointments, for I had braces at the time, so I would get them fixed. And then, of course, like it's tight, so your teeth is hurting. But right after, we would always go get hibachi. I think it was in McNaughton, in Columbus, Ohio. And we would get those and just go home and eat it together. And that was kind of like our special moment right before she started to decline in her health. But yeah, that was just a key moment for me because it was always just me and her listening to music on the way to the dentist appointment, then on the way to hibachi, and then coming back and eating together and watching a movie or a show, and just enjoying each other's company.
What's your go-to hibachi?
Definitely chicken fried rice, hibachi chicken.
Okay, all right. I can respect it. So, like you said, going home watching a movie. I mean, how did that? When you think back about your mom and those memories, how does that affect your life to today? Like the appreciating the moment, so to speak.
Yeah, it definitely shows you that life is not guaranteed. And honestly, it helped me in all aspects of my life because it just made allowed me to really appreciate every single moment that I have and to wake up and give glory to God. And I think that's honestly what kind of sparked my relationship even more with the Lord because we were always going to church and always listening to gospel music on Sundays. You wake up and you hear gospel music, it's cleaning day. Um, but just getting closer with God. And I think I was questioning him so much at first. And then honestly, just got into my faith with him and understood that some things happen and it's not Doesn't mean that God's destroying your life or putting you in agony for a reason. Everything has a purpose in life, and I think that was definitely a purpose for me and my family. And she's obviously in a great place now, and I definitely think that it allowed me, even in my workouts, to honestly know that if she can go through so much pain and agony, one workout or one hard workout, one hard game, one hard practice will not destroy me, and that I was stronger than what I was, and it allowed me to mentally go deeper than I've ever been before. And now pain isn't exactly how it is anymore. I know how to tap into my mind and go to those dark places sometimes to get me past certain hard workouts or certain hard moments in my life.
Well, you said, I mean, you just said it. You know how to tap into your brain, go into dark places. So you're essentially using what should have defeated you to have victory. You're using the darkness to bring light.
Yes.
How'd you do that?
I don't know, man. I think it took time. I think at first I was just so enraged with anger and sadness at first, but then once I grieved it and processed it and really took my time to regulate myself, I used it to bring great things into my life and not bring that anger and control my anger and control all the things that I had going on with myself. And honestly, I just turned it into passion. That was the main thing.
And, Trey, you said that when it comes to your faith, you're closer to God now. Other people go through tragedy, somebody passes away that they're close with, and they say, well, God doesn't exist, because if God existed, he wouldn't do this to me. Why do you believe stronger now after going through heartache than believing less? Because there are people that say, well, if God doesn't do everything I want him to do, and he doesn't, cure all these illnesses and give me my money and this, that, whatever, then I don't believe. You're telling me I went through hardships, my mom passed away, and I believe in him more. Why?
Man, I think the notion that your life needs to be perfect in order for God to be real and true and actually out there, that's not the definition of a relationship with the Lord. Like, you have to have faith in him regardless and understand that his purpose is bigger than ours, and his plan and path is way bigger than our understanding. Like, we can never understand God's abilities and God's understanding of what he wants for this life. And I think trying to understand that is honestly the is not the purpose in our life. We're supposed to be obedient regardless of what's going on in our lives. And honestly, I tapped into the Bible more. Like, I never really read the Bible before that, but then reading the Bible, you understand that pain is a part of our process, is a part of our life, and there's just certain things like maybe that was her time to go. She lived a beautiful life, she lived a wonderful life, but maybe that was time for God to say you're supposed to be in heaven with me now. And it's just certain things like that where you kind of flip the narrative to not be so negative, but for it to be positive. And honestly, I think the way of living for God is the right way, regardless, because you're just living a great human being life. Like, you're a good citizen, you're a good person, you're a good human being. So I think that's imperative for my life.
Treyvhon Saunders here with us. Caught my camera and caught my eye and how fast he was running at Syracuse Pro Day. And now, speaking to my heart and my mind on what we've talked about in just a few minutes here today. Trey, this is not a question. This is a statement. Thank you for being the person that you are, because the things that you just said in these first few minutes, there's somebody watching and listening that you can literally help them change their narrative, flip their story, see things differently. It's conversations like this that remind me of what I do for a living. So I want to say thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So I've talked to Omar King. I've spoken with Kurt Fitzpatrick. They say nothing but great things about you. I got a text from Kurt, who was on the show yesterday, your head coach at Colgate, and he was like, enjoy your time. I want to go back and see exactly what he said here. But he was talking about enjoying my time with you on the show today. What can you say about the coaching staff at Colgate and just what it's meant to you to be a part of the Raiders program and what that did for your life, knowing that, you've obviously had an impact on the coaching staff. How has Colgate impacted you?
Yeah, I want to go back to actually last year. I was in the transfer portal after our head coach got fired, and Coach Fitzpatrick called me a couple of times, and we had a long conversations about it. And I was basically telling him I'm gonna take more visits and see what's out there for me. And then honestly, we just kept talking, and something clicked. Like there's a bunch of people from my hometown that I actually knew about him and knew how great of a coach he was and how great his scheme was for offense. And then just speaking with him and hearing how he'll utilize me and how he wants me to take the leadership role and get the guys right and get them all on a good path. Just hearing that clicked with me, honestly. And from there, I committed back to Colgate, came back. We had a great relationship. The offense was clicking, the defense was clicking, the team was clicking, and just him bringing Coach Gerbino as well, Omar King, just so many guys onto the staff that was new. They're great, man. They're great coaches. Like I have nothing but respect for them. I still go into the office now and still talk it up with them and super close to everybody. Coach Gerbino actually came to my pro day and he was supportive and I just appreciate them guys so much. And even during the season, like those first couple games, those first 5 games, I was going off, and it was because of Coach Fitzpatrick and because of Coach Rubino and putting me in the right situations. And our scheme has so many nuances with it that it allowed me for me to understand the knowledge of the game, the IQ of the game, understanding coverages for me to honestly flourish in that offense. And I would say he's the best OC in the nation. And I think he's going to prove that this year and all the years to come. But I have so much respect for all of those guys, honestly.
Well, and you said you went in the portal when the previous coach was let go at Colgate, and Kurt called you up and had conversations with you, and you said, I'm going to see what's out there, I'm going to go and see what my opportunities are. What was it about your conversations with Kurt Fitzpatrick while you were in the portal that eventually brought you out of the portal?
I think honestly, the first conversation that we had when I told him that I would continue looking, he was mad supportive of it. Like he didn't tell me, no, you need to make a decision right now. This is what it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. He was supportive and he didn't even know me at the time. So I think just showing so much support and so much love in the beginning without even knowing me and getting to know me as a human being, I think that was huge. And then we started talking more and having conversations about the scheme and having conversations about how he wants to utilize me and his play style and things of that nature. And I think honestly it just clicked, like just hearing him talk about it and feeling my gut feeling. I think that was the biggest thing is that I followed my heart and my mind and everything was telling me to go back to Colgate. And I honestly think that was God's purpose for me was to go back to Colgate. I think he wasn't done with me at Colgate and my story wasn't finished. And although, like I said, it didn't go as I planned for it to go this year in terms of me getting injured and fracturing my fibula, I'm sorry, but I think it was it was the right plan because everything still worked out. And I actually ended up being a coach at the end of the season and getting to get exposed with that and helping the guys out as much as I can. I just wanted the Colgate to succeed and get back on the path that it was when it was winning so many championships back in the day.
What was it like? Like you said, you got to be on the coaching side of things when you went through your injury and your season ended early. What did you get to do and just how you experienced what it was like to find your way into that coaching world instead of just sitting on the bench and feeling sorry for yourself, right? To go out there and say, give me something, coach, give me something to do. So how did it come about that you got to essentially be a part of the coaching staff and just what you experienced from that?
Yeah, so when I first got injured, a bunch of the guys were reaching out to me, and especially my receiver group, when they was texting me and saying how much they love me and how much they just have so much respect for me and my game and the way I go about it. My response to them was honestly, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you be better than me. I want to see you do great. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure you understand the offense and understand my position, so that you can be the best that you can be out on the field. And it went from that. Then it went from talking to the coaches and getting on the same page with them. And then when in practice, I was basically looking at the slot almost every single play and just coaching them up and telling them what they did good, what they need to do different, just critiquing them a little bit. Because like I said, there's so many nuances with the slot. So one play, you could do the same play twice and they could look completely different. So it was just so much learning and understanding that you needed to do for the offense. So just going up and coaching them. And then during games, I would actually have a headset, and Coach Rubino would actually be telling me what to tell the players, and just having conversations with the coaching staff, just telling them about the coverages that's going on, who's coming on in the field, who's subbing, just so many things about it. And I think it definitely made my understanding of coverages and of the game even more broader and more detailed. It definitely gave me a different experience and a different a different perspective on the game.
Well, and like you said, to be able to do that and you said they were reaching out to you. Were you kind of apprehensive at first? Like not even apprehensive, but were you kind of like, no, that's okay. And then they're like, no, no, no. Like, I think this would be really good for you. Like, how did you eventually decide and say, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm sad I have an injury. I got to go through this. I got to do my rehab and heal. But sure, I'll do it. Like, bring me into the process you had of being open to living in this world of coaching.
Nah, I mean, honestly, it was immediate. Like, I talked to everybody about what was going on. I honestly didn't get back onto the field until after my surgery, maybe a week or two after. So it was about 3 weeks of a span where I wasn't on the field and wasn't with the guys, but I just missed them so much. Like I said, I wanted to pour into the guys as much as I could and make sure the guys had a chance to be great. And like I said, I wanted them to be better than me on the field. And I think that just shows my type of character that I have, and that it wasn't about me. Like, this game is so much bigger than me, and I understand when I'm gone and when I'm done at Colgate, there's gonna be other guys that's gonna come into my position, come into my spot, and take it and flourish. And there's a lot of guys on the team that I honestly was trying to be a mentor for, especially PJ Holmes. He's going to be a great receiver for them this upcoming year, but that's my guy. And like I said, I just tried to take as many people as I can with me, and allow everybody to succeed and just give them so much knowledge that I can.
Yeah, and I love that. The pay it forward approach. Who paid it forward to you in your life? Like, as you pay it forward to these guys now that you're just talking about, who can you say paid it forward to you?
Yeah, man. I mean, the guy that comes to mind is Oki. He was a fifth year senior when I first got in, and he was my mentor to me, honestly. But then other than that, it was honestly just myself. Like, I came in with a dog mentality that I wanted to start, that I wanted to be out there and play my freshman year. And I made that happen. I started in 10 personnel, and then sophomore year, it became my year, and I became the receiver one, and just took off from there. So I honestly say, like I said, from my mother's death to on to now, like, I've always had that dog mentality that I want to get everything that I can and not leave anything on the plate. So I would say it was honestly myself as well.
Yeah, paying it forward to you. I love that. So looking at the fact that, in your time at Colgate, over 200 receptions cumulatively, over 2,300 yards receiving, and, double digits in touchdowns as well, leaving it all on the field. What would you say about your time at Colgate in those seasons?
Yeah, I mean, I just put my all out there. Like, I understand that the results wasn't exactly what we wanted it to be in some of the years. For example, my junior year, also my freshman year, but um, I think it was just a testament to the guys and all the work that we put in. It was a lot of pain, it was a lot of agony, it was a lot of frustration, but we still put our heads down and went out there and worked. And even in times that it was great, we still put our head down and just continued to work. And I think I just had such a great time at Colgate, and I appreciate them for all the people, all the coaches, all the support that I had to go through that time and just succeed. Honestly.
Yeah, and here with Treyvhon Saunders once again, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, Colgate Raiders wide receiver alum heading into the 2026 NFL Draft, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios. Kurt came from winning a national championship in Division III in the state of New York, representing Colgate and the Red Dragons. He jumps from D3 to D1 to FCS to coach you and your teammates. What made you believe in Kurt Fitzpatrick? Did anybody say, like, oh, this is not a D1 coach coming from a D1 place, let's see what he's got? Bring me into that, right? Because I want to know how you kind of welcomed him, and if people believed in him from day one, or if some people were saying he came from a different division, it's going to take some time for us to believe in this.
No, I think everybody had the utmost respect for him. winning a championship in any level is hard to do, and the fact that he did it, I commend him for that. But honestly, a lot of the guys figured that he would get the job. I know a lot of my roommates honestly was talking about Cortland's head coach, and I didn't know much about him at the time, but just hearing how much love and support that he had from the guys that didn't even know him fully. So just for him to come into the head coach spot, all the guys are fired up, and we knew what it was going to be like, and the difference in the coaches for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to see that is an awesome thing. To hear that is a great thing. I mean, coming off of your time with him, your one season with Kurt Fitzpatrick, I know you mentioned, your offensive coordinator, pass game coordinator as well, Coach Joe. You talked about your offensive leader in Coach Joe being somebody that you believe is going to win and win consistently. What is it about his style and who he is as a coach? Because you said making the decision to stay at Colgate, yes, you talked to Kurt Fitzpatrick, but then you also talked to Joe. So what was it about him specifically that made you believe in his plan, his idea, not only for you to stay, but you believing in him now post you being there, that you think he's going to keep being successful?
Yeah, I mean, it's just his dedication, like the way that he came into work from the first meeting that we had with all the guys. He showed that he was here to stay. He showed that he was here to work and put his head down and go out there and get it. I think he's a guy of competition and motivation and all of that stuff. And he wants to win as much as we want to win, and we want to win for him. He wants to win for us. He wants to win for himself. We want to win for ourselves. So it's just like all the guys coming together and having the same vision, the same path to win and to get those things done to succeed. He showed me throughout the season, and I was on a headset with him and understood how much he wanted this. So it just gave me even more respect and a different perspective of him. But like I said, I think he's gonna light the league up and just continue lighting it up throughout all the years.
This past season, you were a part of this. Colgate set a new program record for passing touchdowns in a season with 29 and 3,294 passing yards, were the most passing yards for Colgate in a decade. You were a part of that passing to receiving world of having the most yards through the air in a decade, plus having the most passing touchdowns ever when it comes to the Colgate Raiders history. What does that mean to you, and what does that say about what we can expect from Colgate moving forward?
I think it's a testament to his coaching style and the way that he goes about it. Like he's a genius and he understands the offense scheme and how to attack the defense. Like I've seen it on the field and off the field while seeing him make plays. Um, and he's just a great coach, and I think that he's going to continue lighting up those records and make that even more prominent. But like I said, I believe in him. I believe in the coaching staff. I think they're all going in the right path and they all want it. So, I mean, just the motivation and the discipline and the dedication to get that done, I think they're going to do it.
You were in the Dome at Syracuse before coming to Syracuse Pro Day at the end of the season. Inside of the Dome up against the Orange, 11 catches, 105 yards. Bring me into that game and that moment for you to be in a storied place, to go up against an ACC opponent inside of the autonomy group, and to put up double-digit catches and have over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, I actually knew that it was going to be a game that the scouts are going to look at and evaluate the most because of competition. I think that's a huge thing when you're a lower division of D1. But uh, like I said, I went in that game knowing that I needed to go off and to have a great game. And I think that's just a testament to my work ethic. I go hard in practice every single day, and nothing of my approach was different. I just understood that that game would be evaluated a little bit more. So I just went out there and played my game, and like I said, I let it come to me. I wasn't too hard on myself for making it such a bigger moment than it was. I just went out there and played and ended up doing very well.
Yeah, I mean, for you, do you have a favorite moment? Is it that moment collegiately, or is there another moment that you go back to that you're like, man, if I could close my eyes, go back to the field in this game, this is where I would want to go?
I think the Monmouth game. I mean, that game was electric, and just going back and forth with them because they're a great team as well. But getting 200 and some yards is a lie with 2 touchdowns. That was a great game, and that's one of the games that I'm gonna definitely remember when I'm older.
Treyvhon Saunders here with us on Wake Up Call inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Trey, you talked about it. You know, your season was cut short due to injury. Bring me through how you navigated that adversity. I know we talked about jumping immediately on the coaching side and getting experience there, but how did you get through that time and just navigating something that is beyond your control?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot of pain at first. Just sitting around and waiting and having to not be on my feet for a couple weeks. Um, but I think honestly, all the support that I had around me, like my family and my friends and the teammates and everything, just having them texting me and check up on me and call me just to hang out with me for a couple minutes and things of that nature. Um, I think those people were the one that pushed me forward and allowed me to keep going and not give up on myself because honestly, I didn't know what my timeline would be when I first got injured. I didn't know if it would be 6 months, 7 months. I wouldn't have to do a pro day. Like I didn't know what it would be. Um, but I think in the grace of God that He allowed me to be ahead of my process the whole entire time, and then whenever I just came back, I felt good and I felt 100%, and like I said, I went out there and gave it my all. But yeah,
You know, I was talking before you came on the show in our segment Lead, brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero, about the statement and the reality that you are worth it, and that sometimes someone comes into our lives and reminds us that we're worth it. I asked you how you got through this tough time. You said there were people around you that were there for you. Who were some of those people, and what do you want to thank them for in that moment?
yeah. I mean, I think it was definitely my dad, my grandma, um, my girlfriend. Honestly, she was a big part of it too. My friends back home, Bryce, Deontay, Alex, Treon. Um, my brother and sisters, like I said, my whole coaching staff, my whole team, just all of those guys just coming and like I said, coming to the crib and just talking to me for a little bit or just coming to show love and support. Like it was a very immense amount of love that I got, and I appreciate everybody for that.
So for you, I mean, to have all that love and support and to have those people in your corner, you go through this time. It's tough, but you get to coach, you get to learn. You said God put you in front of your rehab. So just like you reflected on your mom's passing and you saw that there's good here, that God is here. How did God show himself to you again through this injury, through the navigation, through your plans not being what ended up happening? Because we always say, if we tell God our plans, he'll laugh. So how did this experience you just had show you that God's plans are better and that he had your back?
Yeah, man, I would definitely just say like I took it day by day. Like especially with an ankle injury, like I couldn't walk. It was frustrating. It was hard. Like I had to. My dad bought me like a little walking stick that I would actually wouldn't be able to have to use my hands so I could like cook and everything. But just like even having my foot up on that, it was painful. Like it hurt. I didn't know what I could do to make it feel better. I don't really like take meds like that. So I
Right.
kind of just endured the pain and everything like that. Um, but it was a lot, man. Like I wanted to just be able to walk and just be able to run and be out there with the guys and just watching them practice and me just sitting around in pain. It was painful just mentally and physically. But I understood that every single day I was getting better and that as long as there's process, then that's all that matters. Like I don't know if you ever heard like better is better. So I understood that it was his plan and it was already written. My story was written, and I just had to go along with the process and not complain too much.
I love this conversation, Trey. I was really looking forward to having you on the show, but I mean, now that we're talking, I definitely love it even more. There's a lot of things to get into, but if you'll allow me, I'm going to read off a lot of things that you've achieved, if that's okay
Okay.
with you, because I think
Yeah.
the NFL should know this. So NFL scouts, I guess, find your closest couch and relax, because I got a few things that I need to say here. A lot of amazing things that this gentleman has done. In his senior season of 2025, he led the FCS, all of NCAA Division I AA, all of it, the entire FCS, not the Patriot League, the whole country, in receptions with 50, reception yards with 700, and reception yards per game with almost 117 before he had that season-ending injury in Week 6. Also had 6 touchdown receptions, while at the time was in the top 10 nationally. So we're talking about the national leader in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving yards per game in the entire country of all the FCS before he went out with the injury. That's something to note. Another thing to note here, he has the program records in Colgate history of receptions, 230, and single season receptions with 88 in 2024. These are some of the honors that have been received by Treyvhon Saunders. 2023 First Team All-Patriot League. 2024 Phil Steele First Team Preseason All-Patriot League. 2-time Patriot League Offensive Player of the Week. 2024 Division I FCS All-ECAC Team. 2024 First Team All-Patriot League. 2025 Walter Payton Preseason Watch List. 2025 Stats FCS Preseason All-America Third Team. 2025 William V. Campbell Trophy Semifinalist. 2025 Academic All-Patriot League. 2025 First Team All-Patriot League. 2025 FCS Athletic Directors Association Academic All-Star, and was invited to the 2026 NFL FCS Showcase for the entire nation when it comes to the FCS, and to Syracuse Pro Day. Did I miss anything, Trey?
I believe no.
So when you reflect on that, what does that mean to you, that your work ethic, your dedication, your determination, your faith, your strive, your perseverance has led to all of these opportunities to be out there, not just in the Patriot League, not just at Colgate, not just in the Patriot League, but in front of the entire nation? A lot of the things I read off were for the entire FCS, all of NCAA Division I AA. Just what that means to you, that you have a lot of national honors, and that before your injury this past season, you were leading the entire country in 3 categories for all receivers everywhere in these 50 states.
It shows a lot, man. Honestly, going into the season, I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be, like, not even just an FCS, the best receiver in the nation. I always strive for it. I think even my sophomore year, I wanted 1K yards. I ended up getting like 880 something yards. I think junior year ended up getting like 800 something. So like this year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the 1,000. I'm gonna get 1.5K. I'm gonna get over 10 touchdowns. Like, I had so many goals for myself. I wanted to get All-American. I wanted to stack up everything that I could and squeeze everything out that I could in this last year of my season, and just to be like you said, leading the FCS and receiving yards and catches and catches per yard and everything like that. Like, I think it really did show all the work that I've put in all these years. And like I said, it's my work hasn't left. Like, my work ethic is still the way it is. Like, I'm still about to go get a workout after this, and 2 workouts, and do everything that I can to just be the best player I can. So whenever I do get chosen and picked or signed, that I can be the best on the NFL team and get on a 53-man roster, and just things of those nature. Like I said, I'm at a loss for words, just because like I know how much pain and effort that I put into this whole entire process. And sometimes it's hard to speak about because of like how passionate I am about my work ethic.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, there's good habits, there's bad habits. Habits are created. Why have you created? I mean, like, how do you stay true to this? Like, you keep talking about your work ethic, and you said, I'm so passionate about it. It's hard to like get all the words out because of how passionate you are. How have you kept the consistency of the work ethic? I think is the biggest thing, because some people work really hard, really good, really well for a short period of time. Why have you been so consistent about your work ethic?
I think the biggest thing is I've always been humble. Like, I've never let the moment be bigger than what it was, and I've never been satisfied fully of everything that I've gotten. Like all those records were great, all of those accolades were amazing to hear, but like I've always wanted more. Like I don't know, I just always want more. I want more. I want more. And maybe that's not a good thing, but in my mind, it's a great thing because that makes me continue to be hungry. Like you said, there's some guys would have been like, "Oh, I had a good pro day. Like I'm good. I'll just take a break and wait until the NFL draft, and then I'll get back to my work ethic." No, I got straight back to work, and I want to work as hard as I can and be as great as I can because I understand that there's other guys out there working, so I need to be better than them. Everything in my mind has always been competition since I was a little kid. I hated losing. I always wanted to win, and that's the same thing now. I hate losing, and I want to be the best out there. So I'm going to do everything that I can in my power to be that.
Yeah, and you said, I mean, you had a good pro day out at Syracuse's campus. Your broad jump, 9 feet, 10 inches. Your vertical, 38 inches. Your 40 time, 4.4. Your 20-yard shuttle, 4.29. Your 3-cone, 7. As well as the fact that, you went out there and decided to do this thing with no shirt. If you have a percentage of body fat, Trey, is it 0.2%? I mean, I don't know what I'm saying because I'm looking at the numbers, and then I saw you out there doing your thing, and I was going, so I mean, this guy looks like the Thing from Fantastic Four, right? Where you're just rock. So bring me into that because the scouts are looking at your body, they're looking at how you've taken care of yourself. They're also looking at your numbers. Reflect on Pro Day with me and what you thought coming out of Pro Day.
Man, I was excited. Like I said, I only had 2 months to prepare for it.
Yeah.
Some guys get, like I said, they get the season, they get the winter, and they get the pro day training. I only got pro day training for 2 months, 8 weeks to be exact. And I think at first, like it was a bunch of taking your shoes off, walking without any ankle brace, and I still had my ankle brace on when I first came in there. I was walking around with my ankle brace just on a day-to-day basis because I wasn't mentally prepared to put everything on the line for my ankle to be okay because that's just a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
But when I went out there, he told me take off my shoes, take off my ankle brace. We're gonna get to it. And then week 3, I think week 2, I was fully without an ankle brace. Didn't wear it in the workouts, didn't wear it every day walking around. I fully just allowed myself to just allow my mental just to calm down, trusting it, trusting my process, trusting my training, trusting my rehab, most of all. Went out there and I gave it my all. I was working out 5 times a day, traveling to Syracuse every single day. So what would happen is I would have my classes in the morning, I would have treatment, I would throw with the guys, then I would leave around 4 or 5 p.m., go to Syracuse, train at like 6 o'clock, get done around 7:30, 8, come back, eat again, and then go to sleep and do it all over again. And I was doing that 5 times a day. And then on the weekend, I was still throwing with the guys. So I was putting in so much work and as much as work as I could to make sure my ankle wasn't flaring up, to make sure everything was still good. And then we tapered it off the last week, got my body right, and I went out there and performed. And I think that was really a testament to everything that I put in, and just knowing that I could come back from that. And I really just think it was God. I think it was God showing me that,
Yeah.
and showing everybody that without Him, nothing is possible, and it won't be the best that I could. But I just trusted Him the whole entire time, and like I said, those metrics that I got, the 910, the 38, the 44, all of that was from God and just my work ethic of going out there because what He says is laziness will not get the reward. So I went out there and put in the work.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, right? If you want the reward, you got to put the work in. And I respect and I appreciate the fact that you did it. Almost every NFL team was there at Syracuse Pro Day. So, I mean, you had almost the entire NFL looking at you in that room. What was that interaction like? Did you get to talk with any scouts, any specific teams, just anything in that respect where you felt like you built any bridges while at Pro Day?
Honestly, at Pro Day, I had my head down. I was, not to say this, like I wasn't truly worried about a conversation with a scout. I was just trying to do the best that I could. And like I said, I went in there in a dog mentality. I wasn't buddy buddy with nobody. I wasn't friends. I was going there to perform and get out of there with a great day because I know how much that day truly rides on all of it. So, I mean, I did have a dinner with the Vikings the night before, had a great time with them, had a great conversation. But then on the day of, I let my agent talk to him, and I just went out there and performed and had a great time.
What was the dinner like with the Vikings? Bring me into that. Just and you said it was the night before, so where did you go and just what the experience was like?
Yeah, we went to an Italian steakhouse or steak place in Syracuse. I was with Michelle, the scout, and then also had their special teams coordinator and assistant special teams there. We had a great time. We was just talking about the pro day coming up. We was talking about my season, just all the things around it. But it was a great time with them. I had a wonderful time.
How did they leave you? Like what did they say to you coming out of all of this?
Oh, I mean, they was just excited for me to see me at pro day, and then after my pro day, they were very happy for the results that I got and seeing me go out there and put everything on the line.
You come from Ohio. So I know that, I mean, you could have a team from anywhere, right? You could be a Cleveland fan, you could be a Cincinnati fan, or you could pick somebody totally different. I know that you'll go wherever you need to go, but as a kid, did you have a dream place?
Honestly, no. Like my dad's favorite team was the Steelers, so I guess that could quote unquote be my favorite team. But I've never had a favorite team. I like players. That's what I would say. Like I like certain players on teams, and I would like look out for those players while watching them. But like I said, I don't have a favorite team that I want to go to. Like I'm happy to play anywhere, and my mindset has always been like as long as I make it through the door, as long as I can walk through the door, I can show anybody who I am and my play style. Um, and that's all I'm looking for. Like I'm looking for a team to either draft me or sign me, regardless of what it is. As long as I get a chance and opportunity, I think I'm definitely going to take that and run with it.
They say that whatever door God opens, no man can close. Whatever door God closes, no man can open. You just talked about if the door is open, I know that I can do it. What do you want to say to the NFL of those doors that God does open? What should the NFL know about Treyvhon walking through and into their facility?
I mean, for one, you're going to get a great character. You're going to get a culture guy. You're going to get somebody that's going to put his head down and work, but also a leader. Like I'm not looking to go in there and and just put my knees down and just oh I'm waving a white flag in terms of the guys that's already starting. I'm gonna go in there and give them competition and make them earn a spot. Like I'm gonna earn a spot. Um, but I'm gonna just be a guy that's always gonna work. I'm not somebody who's gonna have cause you problems or cause you trouble. I don't do anything. I stay at home. I watch video games. I play video games. I watch TV shows. I watch movies, and that's pretty much all I do. Um, and then in terms of football, I'm all in on football, man. That's my life. That's something that I'm truly passionate about. I'm determined and I'm disciplined. Like I don't need motivation to go out there and work. I'm going to do it regardless and make sure that the results pay off.
How would you describe yourself as a wide receiver?
I would honestly say versatile and dynamic. I can go outside, I can go inside. Mainly, I am inside, but I mean, I'm good versus zone versus man. It doesn't matter. I think the last year truly showed that. Our offensive scheme really put me in the right positions to make the plays on my end. Um, but like I said, I'm just somebody who can run the ball. I'm somebody who can be the third down guy that you go to that you need a play and you need him to make the play. I can run slot fades, I can run outs, I can run slants. I can run short, immediate, and deep. It doesn't matter. I think that I'm somebody who you throw the ball to, they're going to catch the ball, and I think I showed that this year in terms of my contested catches. I'm somebody who's definitely consistent, and you can trust to go out there and play.
There was when you were running routes at Pro Day, there was a catch you had that I saw where you jumped to the ground and grabbed the ball and got it and made sure that you had possession of it. What do you think you showed the scouts at Pro Day when you were doing some of those other things when it came down to, running routes, taking passes from Danny Lauder, who just transferred into Syracuse from Georgetown, and obviously being at Colgate, you know all about Georgetown. So just what was that like to catch passes from him? And did you kind of have a little joke with him like, oh, my adversary is going to be throwing me the ball, like make sure you do right by me today?
That's actually hilarious. Because me and Danny actually knew each other. We follow each other from on Instagram for a couple years now. We've been supportive of each other. So just to see each other go into that special moment of he's throwing for the pro day, I'm actually attending a pro day. It was kind of special to have the Patriot League connection. But he's a great quarterback. I think he's going to do great at Syracuse. But in terms of seeing like for the scouts, I honestly just wanted to show them that I was back and able to cut and able to catch the ball and things of those natures. I honestly wish I could have did so many more routes to
Yeah.
show how much I truly got. But I think I only did like five. But I think I still went out there and showed it. But yeah, I think I did good.
Yeah, I think they definitely should have put y'all in a showcase even more so out there with your routes. You talked about being inside, which means that you got to go over the middle, right? That's a place some receivers don't want to go because you're going to get lit up, right? There's going to be a linebacker that can't wait
Mm.
to have you come across their dinner table. So why are you okay doing that? And I ask you that question thinking of Mike Thomas in Jacksonville, who was never afraid to do that. And I remember I said to him, I go, "What? Why do you go across the middle when other guys don't want to?" And he looked at me. He goes, "What you think these big muscles are for?" So like I'll never forget that. So why are you cool going over the middle into the danger zone where there's a lot of traffic?
Yeah, I mean, that's just a testament of my strength and conditioning coach and all the things that he put me through and making sure my hammies are good. My like I if you watch film, honestly, I break a lot of tackles. I usually don't let the first guy tackle me. And even when I do hit hard, I pop right up and I don't show any expression. I don't show any emotion. So turn on the tape for that for one, and then for two, honestly, I'm gonna do the job that I need to get done. Like if they need me to go over the middle, that's cool. If they need me to go in media and run a middle read and get over the Sam and then get over the safety, like I'll do it. Like it truly doesn't matter to me. The hits, I'm not afraid of contact. I'm not afraid somebody to hit me. Honestly, we both probably gonna go head to head because I'm gonna be running full speed at you too. But yeah, I'm not afraid of contact, and I'm okay to go in the middle.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's huge. And it's another testament to your game that needs to be spoken about. Let's jump into some rapid fire. Treyvhon, you never get to ask the questions. Here on Wake Up Call, you do. So enjoy the moment. You and I will go back and forth. We can ask each other any topic, any question, literally anything that's on our mind. You go first, then I'll go. We'll go back and forth. What do you have for me?
What's your music taste?
Everywhere. I would say there's only two types of music I don't like listening to. I don't like gangster rap like I'll kill your family. I don't like
Hmm.
that type. I like hip hop. So I'm
Hmm.
not going like gangster disrespect women negative whatever and I'm not going to screaming music, but I would say my choice I'm Christian music, I'm country, I'm hip hop, I'm rap, I'm R&B, and then I think if I had to, and classic rock, I think if I had to choose because I've been singing my whole life, if I had to choose like my style and what I want to sing the most, it's probably classic rock and R&B. But I can hold my own with hip hop. I grew up on a lot of good hip hop, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that. My question back to you, and I was gonna go to music with you as well. I was gonna go into the entertainment world. So if you could go on tour with any three people or groups that are living or deceased. So like if you jumped on a tour bus and you can be with these individuals or these bands or groups, who would you choose to be with if you picked three of them?
Yeah, top three would probably be Michael Jackson for one. His fame was insane. Two would be Frank Ocean. He hasn't released in a long time, and he's a great artist. And then three would honestly be Adele. She's done performing too, so it's kind of like all three of them don't perform anymore in terms of tours,
Yeah,
but all of them would be a great time, and just hearing their music live would be insane.
I like that. I'd be on that bus. All right, what's your next question for me?
What's your favorite NFL team?
The Jacksonville Jaguars. From the beginning, from 95 to now, I've always been a Jaguar fan. I blame it on Fred Taylor, mostly, and Mark Brunell, and Keenan McCardell, Jimmy Smith, Donovan Darius, Aaron Beasley, Marcus Stroud. I mean, there's so many guys that I just love. Natron Means is on the team, Jimmy Stewart. But yeah, I mean, I've always been a Jag. So for the most part, I mean, since I was 9. So yeah, that's my team.
Yep.
My question back to you: if you could have dinner with any three wide receivers currently in the NFL, who would you want to eat with and why?
Devontae Adams, uh, he's been at it for a long time, and I guarantee he knows so much knowledge about the game. I also want to talk to him about his releases. His release package is insane. His separation is crazy. Second receiver would probably be Justin Jefferson. Um, I like the way he creates separation and the way he's very smooth with his routes. He's a great player, and I would love to understand his knowledge of the game as well. And then third would be Amar St. Brown. I think I'll probably compare to him the most out of all the receivers in the league. Kind of have the same playing style. So, like I said, I would love to hear his thought process on the slot position in the league. See what he thinks about the coverages. See what he thinks about the nuances with the routes and the schemes, and kind of dive deeper into his mind.
I like that. I can appreciate that. All right, what's your last question for me?
Um, I would say, what's your dreams? What's your dream car?
A DeLorean that would let me travel through time and space from Back to the Future that had the butterfly doors. I'd have to say that. I want a time traveling vehicle, and I want it to have those doors. But if I had to choose one that like exists right now, I really like the Jeep Wrangler. I don't know. I rented one. So I was supposed to rent like a basic whatever car, economy car in Charlotte, and they were like, "No, we're gonna upgrade you for free." And they treat me good in Charlotte and in Greensboro, and I appreciate them for that. So they're like, "You can have whatever you want." And I walked up to the Wrangler and I pointed to it, and the guy was like, "Go ahead." And I drove in it, and I just fell in love with it immediately. Like I could not wait to get in the car. I'm driving around Charlotte, and I'm like, man, I love this car. So it was funny because I went through the drive-through at Bojangles, and the person running the drive-through, they're like, "I really like your truck," and I was like, "Me too." But yeah, so I'd probably say a Jeep Wrangler.
Yes, sir.
My question, my last one for you. All right. If you could time travel forward or backward, where would you go and why?
I would say the 2000s,
Okay.
1990s to 2000s. For one, the fashion. I think
Okay.
their fashion was insane. And then for two, their music. I think to be immersed in that type of music at that exact time would be insane. And then also the movies. The movies of that time was top tier. I think that those movies are even better than the movies now. They're classics, and to watch that for the first time back in the day would have been insane as well.
Okay. All right. I respect that. I respect that you like the entertainment there. With that being said, before I let Trey go, I want to say one more thing. In the 2025 season, he started off this past season in college football with 4 straight games of 100 yards or more. The fifth game before he got injured was 91 yards, so that was just 9 yards shy of going 5 in a row of having at least 100 yards against Monmouth, as he mentioned, 223, Villanova 137, Syracuse 105, Fordham 126, and against Cornell 91. I also promised Damon Barnes because I asked him about you, so I want to ask you about him. He's a DB at Cornell. You're a receiver at Colgate. What was it like seeing him in the open field, and do you have any stories or thoughts as you're both in the draft together?
Yeah, I think he's a great safety. He's definitely powerful. He's a big safety, and he can come down and hit. I think he played the field well in his coverages and zones. 'Cause I think they played a lot of zone. It was going against us because I think at first the man wasn't working as well. But then when they went into zone, they really came together as a team, and I think he was a leader of that team and allowed them to really put them in the right position to succeed.
Kind words.
And I think they did a great job of starting to come back and
No,
what you say, I'm sorry.
no, you froze for a second. So you're saying they did a good job of coming back, and then we lost you for a second.
Oh yeah, they did a great job of coming back and starting to key into our schemes and everything like that. But like I said, I think he was a great leader for that team and did a great job at against us.
So with that being said, Treyvhon Saunders going to the 2026 NFL Draft, coming to you from the Colgate Raiders after leading the nation in at least 3 categories and being in the top 10 in another, and of course holding a couple records in Colgate history. Trey, for your story, I'll have you back on the show. Love to have you back here. But from somebody who turned my head at Syracuse Pro Day to somebody who I definitely appreciate so much more now that I got to hear more of your story and get to share that with everybody. You've been an inspiration here this morning. I'm sure you've been an inspiration to people on and off camera. And I would love to continue to build our bond to tell your story. And you got a fan in me, man. I'm going to be rooting for you like crazy wherever you end up playing in the NFL.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to interview me and just talk to me and having this conversation. I really appreciate it.
Well, I'll definitely have you back on, Trey. And in the meantime, God bless to you and the family. Say hi to Dad, and I'll talk with you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That comment once again from Treyvhon Saunders here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Being able to tell his story here this morning, and such an inspiration. I mean, this is why I do what I do, right? So, we have the opportunity to just tell people stories and touch lives, maybe help you through something. There's something to be said about the fact that, this man's mom passes away and he leans more into God, becomes a more faithful person, starts reading his Bible. Says a lot, right? We're supposed to run to God in tragedy, not away from. Because we're all going to go through something. We all have something, right? I've had stuff, you've had stuff. And when we run to the world, you never know what you're going to get. When you run to God, you're always going to get a hug. You're always going to learn something. And it's always going to make you better. That was a great message from Trey today. Be in control of your own destiny. Believe in yourself. Keep your word. Build good habits in your life. Bet on yourself. Know that you can. Have an outrageous amount of support and positivity toward yourself. And when times get tough, ask for God's help. Don't curse him. Go to him. Man. Dude's kind of left me somewhat speechless, because that message that he gave today, it touched my heart and my mind. I hope it did the same for you. We'll take our final step aside here on Wake Up Call this morning. When we come back, we'll round out today's show, where sports truly meets that thing called life, inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Stay with us.
Further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge, and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item, available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Avicoli's restaurant, located on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, has been serving our community for decades. Your place to go for home cooking on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road is just minutes from Liverpool High School. And every single month, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is on site, on location, with Liverpool sports, student athletes, coaches, and administration telling their stories throughout the year. We look forward to seeing you on site at Avicoli's for their casual pizza side, their fine dining, as well as their bar. And of course, you can order online at myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. For takeout, delivery, and catering, call 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. Come on in to the neighborhood spot Avicoli's, open 7 days a week in Liverpool, New York. K-9 Campground Dog Boarding is your home away from home for your furry-loving friends. Open 7 days a week with drop-off and pickup times in the morning and later on in the day and early evening. K-9 Campground Dog Boarding is the spot to trust with your dog for short and long-term stays. Call 315-299-4013 for more information. That's 315-299-4013, and go to K9Campground.com as well. That's K9, ground.com, where you will find all of the information on their different cabins, which include the classic cabin, executive cabin, grand cabin, and luxury cabin. K9 Campground Dog Boarding, where your dog will have indoor and outdoor areas as well as their own private cabin for any size, any breed, as well as dogs with different needs. Dog parents and dogs alike choose K9 Campground Dog Boarding. Isn't that right, Lily? Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes. And now a message from Myers Creek Brewing Company, with locations at their Cazenovia Farm Brewery, Syracuse Inner Harbor Tap Room, and soon-to-be Lake Placid Tap Room.
Well, I think first and foremost, the Feldmeyer family and our team are extremely passionate about what we do. We care very much about what we do. The Feldmeyer family is always investing. Our taproom management team, our brew management team, our marketing management team, and all of the team members that get after it every day, they leave it on the field. They put their heart and soul into it. I know for a fact that everyone that works at Myers Creek wants to be there, and we want them to be there. You know, we want them to feel good about their job. And again, if you've never been to a Myers Creek, especially to the brewery, I mean, I want your eyes to open really big. I want you to see how big of a brand this is. I want you to see where we're going. The sky is the limit, and I feel very proud of that, and I'm very excited about that. When you think of designing a menu for a brewery, it's kind of open to a lot of different interpretations. I mean, you can do American, you can do Asian, you can do Italian, and you just have to find, you know, how that meets that pub style dining experience, that gastropub vibe. And I think it's super fun for us because obviously we know that, you know, everyone in the world's going to sell a pizza or a burger or a french fry, but what can we do to be different? And what can we do to be true to who we are? We are a brewery, you know, a brew pub. So the flavor profiles are kind of all over the place. And I think it's super cool that we have a massive smoker at the brewery in Cazenovia, and we smoke a lot of our products. We have a delicious smoked turkey. We have barbecue ribs on Sundays. From a pulled pork sandwich to a chicken wing, and you go to the Inner Harbor and you go to the Kaz location, and you'll find similarities in the menu, but also things that are a little different and also kind of fit those different demographics or different communities, and also hopefully just drive you to try every tap room that we have open at some point, because you get a little something different at each one. You know, we understand how hard it is to, you know, work every day and get after it every day, and when you're done at the end of your day, you want to go out and put your feet up in a good ambiance and good environment. So we take pride in that. We make sure that everyone knows that they're very much valued to us.
This is Jim Dispenza, owner of Game Point Sports Complex. You hear the same story across any sport that kids play and any sport that adults play. There's never enough places to play. That was definitely true with volleyball, definitely true with basketball. Could be cheerleading, it could be field hockey, which is what we're seeing now. Every sport has a lack of places to play, and I think Syracuse in particular is a place where it's really bad. Despite the fact that we've got a lot of athletic talent around here, we just seem to have not enough places for people to play, and they're going to different places. They're going to Rochester, they're going to, you know, Buffalo. They're going all different places because we don't have the place here, and I felt like that should change. This was a long project from planning all the way through execution to opening the doors. A lot of work went into it, obviously a lot of money, a lot of resources, and the dream always was kids being in the gym, having a good time. And I've always felt like sports is the most unfiltered joy that you can observe with people, that people can experience, because it is fun, it is a sense of accomplishment, it's all of that wrapped into one thing. And so watching kids going up and down the court with big smiles on their faces has been just amazing experience. I'm looking forward to years to come of that same thing. We've taken the time to invest in multiple sports, and then what we're finding is the mere fact that we have a large, clean, well-lit space has opened a lot more doors for us beyond basketball, volleyball, pickleball. Now we're having some interest from cheerleading. We've got girls field hockey coming in, and then also there's quite a bit of room for spectators. We've got bleachers, we've got benches, we've got a concession lounge where people can get food and drinks. We're going to have multiple sports going at the same time, using every square inch of this place for what it was conceived for, which is basically people to come in, have a good time in the sport that they prefer. We manage each situation differently. You know, everybody has different ability to afford different things. Some are bringing 10, 15 people, some are just 2 people. I've had a lot of situations where it's a father shooting around with his son, it's a mother playing pickleball with her daughter or with her son, and in those situations come up and we work with people, and that's allowed us to have groups from 2 people up to 30 people and have some flexible pricing behind it. We're an organization that is here to work with the community community any way we can. And I guess part of it is just making sure that we have the flexibility to put together a plan that makes sense regardless of the size of your group. So in order to book time, the best option is to go to our website, gamepointsports-syr.com. You can click from there and sign up for events, sign up for your own particular training, sign up for birthday parties, all of that.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks coming to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. Find GG Cards and Breaks there for you Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, Sundays from 10 to 5. Listen, when it comes to being a big kid, in today's world, in yesterday's world, in tomorrow's world, it's always great to have that kid spirit. And no matter your age, when you go to GG Cards and Breaks, you got a favorite team, you got a favorite player, you got a game you love to play, favorite characters. GG Cards and Breaks brings it all to life. It's how they treat people. It's all of the things they offer us. It's the fact that they're constantly challenging and expanding and working on everything that they have inside of their cases. So all their singles, their graded cards, their packs, their boxes. You can go to the showcases and say, okay, I want that player, I want that card. I'm taking that home today. Or you can buy packs and boxes and say, I want to try my luck and see what I can find here. You never know what you're going to get at GG Cards and Breaks. That's why when you go in on Tuesday, you got to go back on Thursday. And then you got to go on Saturday because you never know what's coming in, what's going out. And it's just an amazing place. I mean, when I was a little kid, my mom, my grandma used to bring me to sports card shops. Both of my grandmas would bring me to sports card shops. And, you know, I just never thought I would have that again as an adult. And Josh and Anthony and the team gave that back to me. They gave it to me, and I can never be grateful enough in my words with what they do, the community that they've welcomed, the community that's expanded, and the friendships and the relationships that I've gotten from simply going and doing something that I loved, not even knowing if anybody else really loved it as much as I did. So it's been a great, pleasant surprise in my life, and it's a place that you definitely should go to. That is 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, to GG Cards and Breaks. We look forward to seeing you there. Big time shout out and a big thanks to Chick-fil-A in DeWitt. You want that jalapeno ranch club chicken sandwich? You know where to go. You want that strawberry hibiscus drink? You know where to be. Nostalgia is what Chick-fil-A is doing across the country, and you will find it at Chick-fil-A in DeWitt. Megan Sorber and her team having the original chicken sandwich, the spicy, the grilled, the breakfast you love, the mac and cheese, the fruit cups, the shakes, and now with nostalgia, they have the jalapeno ranch club chicken sandwich, as well as the strawberry hibiscus beverages that you can get on the corner of Bridge Street and Erie Boulevard at Chick-fil-A in DeWitt. Giant brick building, can't miss it. Double drive-through. Go for your favorites that you've loved forever and go for those new spins on those traditional favorites, which Chick-fil-A is calling nostalgia, happening at Chick-fil-A DeWitt. We'll see you there today. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I want to thank you for being a part of the show and just everything that you've done to be here. And good morning to Thomas. Good morning to everybody out there. I can't thank you enough for being a part of Wake Up Call. Whether you're watching, you're listening, you're reading, however you're connecting, you're coming out to our broadcasts in the community. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you all so very much. I want to thank Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week, Chick-fil-A Cicero for lead. My top dog of the week is the man, Treyvhon Saunders, who's going to the 2026 NFL Draft after leading the nation in all FCS in multiple categories as a wide receiver out of Colgate University. He's been honored him as my top dog of the week this week from K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare and telling a fantastic story of responding to adversity and pain with faith, a good work ethic, dedication, determination, positivity, and just pouring into God. So Treyvhon has been a wonderful example today, a timeless conversation, and it will be shared on our social media so that you can watch it directly from today's show. I'm going to take it out of today's show, make it its own special on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, X at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT, and on YouTube.com/Wake Up Call DT from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Thanks for being with us up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, West Coast, and all around the globe on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /Wake Up Call DT, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. Big time thanks to Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, and more for welcoming Wake Up Call to your channels. You can get us on any one of these by searching Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora or one word, Wake Up Call DT. You can also ask Alexa or your Google device to play the latest episode of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and they will do that for you as well. Big time thanks to our partners. We support them. They support us. We ask you to support them because I don't just work with any old company. I work with companies that I appreciate and I value. Great Lakes Honda City, Carvel DeWitt, Ma and Pa's, the snack capital of the world. Get your Easter basket done right at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool. The Wildcat Sports Pub, GG Cards and Breaks, Pizza Man, K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, Brian's Landing, Mother's Cupboard, Game Point Sports Complex, Chick-fil-A Cicero, Myers Creek, K-9 Campground Dog Boarding, Chick-fil-A in DeWitt, Avicoli's, Willow Rock Pizza Pub, and the Willow Rock Brewing Company. And of course, we are the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Binghamton University Bearcats. It's Bearcat time every Tuesday here on Wake Up Call at 10 a.m. Eastern Time worldwide. You will find student athletes, coaches, administration, and alumni joining me throughout the year to tell their story and the greater story of Binghamton University and just what makes them special. When you see that B, there's so much to it, and you'll find it all by going to youtube.com/Wake Up Call DT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, find our Binghamton playlist. The Bearcats are also on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to binghamtonbearcats.com and go Bearcats. I will be at Syracuse camp today, so watch out for my videos, as well as the fact that I will be continuing my coverage of the NCAA tournament into the round of the Sweet 16. Congratulations to Iowa and Illinois for moving on in the South bracket, and congratulations to Arizona and Purdue moving on in the West bracket. We're going to have the Sweet 16 matchups in the Midwest and the East tonight. There's 4 games that are going to be starting around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so be sure to stay close to Wake Up Call and my coverage of that. And, of course, to stay close for my Syracuse football camp coverage. This Monday, by the grace of God, I will be at Jerry McNamara's introductory press conference of him as the head coach of the Syracuse Orange men's basketball team, a team he played for, won a national championship with, 2 Big East championships with, and was an assistant coach and went to the NCAA tournament with. As the head coach, his press conference will be this Monday, March 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be on campus for that, by the grace of God, and I look forward to carrying that and sharing that with you. So, a lot of great things coming up. We had a fantastic week. We got a great week of shows coming up as well this week, going into the end of March and the beginning of April. So, and Easter week. So, can't wait to bring you all of that. Really excited. Don't have enough words. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Remember, God loves you and that you are worth it. And just be kind to yourself and others. We'll talk soon. Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Go and get your Honda today, and I'll talk with you soon.